Another Friday night running session here at Hollybush Railway. On the tracks tonight, we have got Blink Bonnie, and Little Terrier Brighton. And Normandy in the goods yard. If we've got anyone watching already, can you do me a favour and let me know if you can hear me okay? Because I'm trying out something new with the microphones here. I was playing a Kaylee gig last week, and when I was taking all the gear back from that afterwards, going through some stuff in the studio and found a bag of cables with an old external camera microphone from a smartphone that I'd bought ages ago and forgotten all about. So I'm going to try that out tonight so that the microphone is actually pointing at me, which should make it easier to hear me, as long as everything is actually working. So, touch wood, fingers crossed, microphones are actually working properly. Just going to adjust the camera slightly there. So I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you've all had a good week. Please feel free to say hello in the chat. Hello, Network Rail 37, Andrew. How are you doing? Can you hear me okay? I'm trying out a new microphone for my camera and I'm hoping that it's working. But hopefully you are getting the audio from this. It's a little bit of a test run. It is working. Excellent. Good. You can hear me. I was going through a bag of cables after a gig the other week and found an external microphone for my camera, which means that the microphone hopefully will be a wee bit better than the one that's just the tiny wee thing that's built into my phone. It also means that it's actually pointing at me when I'm speaking, and so it's hopefully easier to hear what I'm saying and picking up less just noise of the trains. I obviously want to hear a bit of the trains, but want the speech to be clear. TTHST, yes I do. I do have an HST. If you give me a wee moment, I can get that lined up, put it out onto the tracks. Bear with me a wee moment, and I'll swap the J50 out for the HST. Right, I'm nearly there. Power car on. Right, I think that's all actually on the rails properly. There you go. We are definitely rule oneing it now. HST and a Terrier. Although I think my kind of idea for Hollybush, it's sort of late 80s, 90s kind of setting, but it's got a heritage railway attached to it as well. So you can basically run anything and it works. Now, if there is anything that anyone would like to see from my collection running, then please feel free to give it a shout in the chat and I'll put it on for you. It's nice to get back to doing a Friday night live stream. The last couple of weeks, I've wound up really busy on over the weekend, so I've not had the chance to jump on to do one of these in a wee while. Just driving an HST on Train Simulator. Nice one. That's the game, isn't it? I don't have it myself. I've seen a few folk playing it, on videos on YouTube and that, and they've got quite a lot of the local lines around here in Glasgow. Probably should check it out at some point. As if it will run on my ancient laptop. Tell you what, let's change everything over to something a bit more modern. putting that the wrong way around, the smoke cloud facing the torches. I've only got so much rolling stock at the minute, so this will have to be a rail tour kind of setup. I wish I knew what I'd done with my railing tool, because that would make this a lot easier. Faffing around trying to get these torches on to the rails. You're planning a build of Norwich or Crown Point. All the best with that. Not locations that I know particularly well myself. That's quite the opposite end of the country from me. Hey Tim. Need some sounds in there. There's some nice jogging. Yeah. Hope you're doing well. I'm trying out a new microphone setup on my camera today, which hopefully should make the audio clearer when I'm talking. And not be kind of drowned out by the noise of the trains. Oh, yes, Scottish. Aye, very good. Right, take care, Andrew. Hope you have a good weekend too. So, what's everyone been up to this week? Any exciting news in the chat? I had a very, very Scottish night last night. I was out to the theatre to see The High Life, the musical, which is about as Scottish as it's possible to get. Making tiny models. What are you making, Tim? Oh, you're making the Class O2. That's that kit build one, isn't it? If I'm thinking of the right one. Yeah. I've seen some pictures of people making them and they look brilliant. Now, by the magic of an off-scene local change, Normandy becomes an O8. So everything is looking a wee bit more in keeping for the era. But of course, just because we have moved forward to, well, not quite present day, but more modern era, doesn't mean we can't run a steam train. We could have a charter special running through. Link Bonnie, my triggers broom of a local. But since This Way Works, sorry, not This Way Works, Model Rail, it's had the This Way Works motor replacement, and Model Rail Works have replaced the wheel set after that got in a right fankle. Touchwood, it is running beautifully again, and long may it stay that way. How many locals do I have? What have we got at the moment? So we've got Blink Bonnie, Lochrannoch, the O8 and the HST that are on the layout at the minute. Whoop. Excuse me whilst I just trip over everything that's behind me there. We've also got Falcon, Class 66, J50, Terrier, and Normandy. So just the 9. 9 at the moment. So the next one that I'm looking at getting would be the next 37, the Intercity livery one. And of course the Coalfield set 37 as well. And Helgen Class 122, which I've got in pre-order. Just so long as budget can stretch to them. Although, I might have a wee bit of help with that. Class 30 is your next one. The Class 30 looks nice. I am right on the verge of this channel hitting the 4,000 hours of watch time in the past 365 days milestone, which would mean that YouTube start giving me a share of the adverts that they run on the channel, because they put adverts on everyone's channels anyway, whether you like them or not. And it's annoying as adverts are, if they're going to put them on everybody's channels, I might as well get a share of the revenue from it. And I'm not expecting it to be an awful lot, but if it can give me a few quids to put into a little fund for more locomotives, then it's all to the good. Every little helps, yeah, exactly. There's only so much that busking brings in every day. Although if I had days like a couple of days ago busking every day, that would be amazing. Someone put, I was playing Losing My Religion by REM, which is one of my favourite songs by my all-time favourite band. And I must have looked like I was enjoying it because someone put 30 quid in. That's amazing. I would like to have a go at one of the kits at some point. I'm kind of working my way up to feeling confident enough to have a go at something like that. Maybe not quite there yet, though. Yeah, the Wellington Dean one. For everyone in the chat who has had a go at making these kits, and Tim, perhaps you can give me some advice on this. How do you go about doing the painting? Is it airbrushing that you're doing it with? Rattle can, yeah. I was just assuming that everyone would be doing it with sort of airbrush things, which I don't have one, and so I don't know how much they are, or if cheap ones are any good, or if you need an expensive one to do it well. But if you can get good results just with a spray can, well, that might be something that I could have a go at when time and money allow. Time is the big one at the moment. I've got a million and one things that I would like to do around the layout that I just haven't had the spare time for the last few while. It's nice just to get an hour tonight to sit down and just run some trains. It's always a relief when you go to run it and everything just works first time, isn't it? So what was running on your layout tonight, Tim? What have we got? Two panniers, two 37s. I even have lost the plot of what's class 50. What's that one? whilst I've got the layout running tonight, I'm also making plans for what will be the next little short film, and I think I'm going to do something with the HST and the 08. No, really. That'll be what William Whitelaw, the A4. So yeah. So the next short film that I'm planning is taking a wee bit of inspiration from the train journey up to one of the places where I'm busking at the moment, because it goes past the depot where ScotRail service their HST fleet. So I'm thinking of doing a video where the goods yard can be a little depot. Shunt some coaches around with the 08s, preparing a little train to go into service. Put the power cars onto it and send it out. So hopefully I'll get a bit of time to film that over the weekend. Take care, Tim. Cheers. So that's one new video that should be coming out on the channel in the next wee while. There's also another exhibition coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend. It's the Scottish Festival of Model Railways at the Braehead Arena. That's the Paisley Model Rail Society's exhibition. So I'm going to be heading along to film another model rail show video at that, which should be on the channel at the end of the month, hopefully. The exhibition videos have been proving popular. I know a lot of people have watched the recent one from the Glenrothes show. That was a really nice day out. If you haven't watched it already, please do have a look at it. Some fantastic layouts on show at that one. It's the other thing that I was swithering about whether I was going to make a video on or not. It's the Diesel Gala out at the Bo'ness Railway this weekend. I was hoping to get along, but I was kind of looking at the ticket prices, and I think it's going to be a wee bit more than I can afford at the minute. Maybe next year I'll have a bit more spare funds at the time that it comes along. But anyone that's going along to the Bo'ness Railway Diesel Gala this weekend, I hope you have a fantastic time. In fact, I think it started today, didn't it? So if you've already been, I hope it was great. Hello, Xerox 32B, good evening. Hope you're well. Cheers for joining tonight's rerunning session. Quite happy with what you've been doing this week. I see it's got quite a beauty's running today. Cheers. What have you been up to this week yourself? And I'm glad that it's been going well, whatever you've been doing. That's about a quarter to 10. I'm just going to run a wee while longer tonight. The plan, hopefully, is to be doing a sort of semi-regular live stream between 9 and 10 on Friday nights for the next wee while. Not gonna lie, I love the coaches behind the diesel. They kind of remind me of the Rheingold Express, an old express train that ran in Germany until the 1970s. Cool, cool. It's a bit of a sort of heritage rail tour set up on the Class 37 at the moment. I don't have a lot of coaching rolling stock of a kind of 1980s era. So it's running with the Pullman carriages tonight on a bit of a chartered express special. So the first coach behind it in the BR Blue is the Mark II that would be kind of typical rolling stock for that locomotive. But I've only got the one of them at the moment. Hopefully add a few more into the collection over time. So yeah, the plan for the live streams over the next few while is to do a kind of a regular Friday night thing. I will be able to go online next Friday, all being well. The Friday after, I'm booked for a gig with McKaylee Band, so I won't be able to get online then. But the week after that, I should be back. Do a wee running session, 9 to 10 on Fridays. And then a video on Sundays, most weeks, hopefully going forward, and a few shorts in between. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how much I actually stick to that. Now that this week I should hit the 4,000 hours mark of watch hours on YouTube for the channel to be fully monetized, then hopefully I can get a few extra quid in that I can spend on more rolling stock for the layout. So I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who watches the channels and tunes in for the live stream and who likes and subscribes and shares and does all the usual YouTube stuff. Thank you very much for all your support in the channel that's been able to get me up to that 4,000 hours, 1,000 subscribers milestone to actually be able to get something from YouTube for doing all these videos. And when I started the channel, I just kind of assuming that it was just going to be, you know, something I could put up for a few family and friends to see what I was doing with the layout. Did not really expect anybody that didn't know me to actually be bothered to tune in. Well, thank you very much. That's very much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, that's great of you. Cheers. I've been watching the data coming in on the YouTube studio the last few while, and the the live data is about 4 or 5 days ahead of the watch time that gets reported in the earnings bar. So I reckon with the hours that I've got in the last few days, particularly from the Glenrothes video, I think I should get over that 4,000 hours watch mark at the start of next week, probably Monday or Tuesday. I mean, I'm not expecting it to be, a huge amount of money, but anything that's a wee bit extra coming in that I can use towards expanding the layout. It's all good. Because it's not exactly the cheapest of hobbies, is it, model railways? And when Hornby go and announce, fast 30s and black fives and everything that came out in the big product range launch for the year ahead, they're determined to bankrupt us, aren't they? Yeah, of course, the one downside to the UK TT120 market is that because it's so new, there's not an awful lot of second-hand stuff out there. There's not many bargains to be had of old things. Although the TT120 stuff does seem to be flying out the door from Hornby. They do seem to be getting good sales for that. And if you don't get your pre-order in when they announce something, it doesn't seem to take long for it to sell out. Just maybe not quite so much the case in in Double O, where it's a much bigger market, but it's that wee bit more saturated. Everybody's got the models that they want already, or you can buy a second hand one for much less than new. But it's good for the UK TT scene to have some different manufacturers on board with Helgen. I don't want to get into the politics of the Acura-scale Helgen takeover deal, but just as long as we've got somebody else making stuff in TT120 for the UK market, then I'm happy. I know their class 122s is going to be slightly longer for it to arrive than originally planned, but they're using the extra funds that they've got since the Acura-scale takeover to slightly tweak the design. And they're redoing the front end plates that have been the plated overhead code boxes. So if we get a more accurate model, I suppose I don't mind waiting a little bit longer. Although I saw the existing models that they had with a slightly bulkier plating, and I thought it looked all right. Saw that running at Model Rail Scotland last month. And it looks a nice remodel, so I'm looking forward to getting mine. And of course, they've got the Deltics as well coming out. I think that's going to be a really good seller. I don't have one pre-ordered myself. They didn't really run so much in the area that I'm modelling. You've got a lot of 37s in Ayrshire, but not Deltics. It's not stuck, it's in the station. It shares part of the loop with the line that the HST is on, so I can only run one of them at a time. So the A1 is parked up in the station at the moment whilst the HST is running. After all the struggles that I've had with that locomotive, I wouldn't want it breaking down again. It's had a piston rod come loose, the motor replaced by Hornby, the motor replaced by me, and the entire wheel set replaced by Model Railworks. So I'm less calling it Blink Body these days as Trigger's Broom. But it does seem to be running nicely these days. In fact, I'll just check it. before I go. It's just gone 10, so I'm just going to wind the stream down in a bit. And I'll send the A1 Link Bonnie out for one more run before I call it a night. So there you are. It's still running fine. All right. Cheers for watching, everyone. And I'll be back with another video over the weekend. Making some plans for another short film, and then I'll be back with another live stream on Friday. The smell of burnt out motors, yeah. It's quite a distinctive smell, that, isn't it? A burnt out motor. But hopefully not something I'll be smelling again in a while. All right, take care, everyone. Cheers for tuning in. I'll catch you again next time. Bye.